Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is andiswasanelisiwekhumalo, also known as Andy K. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel. And if you're not subscribed, baby, what are you waiting for? Pause this video, go subscribe, and make sure you do come back to continue watching the video. As you saw from my title, I'm going to be giving you another review of the Real Housewives of Durban Season 2, Episode 2. Very excited. Absolutely love reviewing Real Housewives of Durban. So let me not waste your time and let's get straight into it, okay? In the scene, we are greeted by Jojo, which is one of the new housewives that has entered the Real Housewives of Durban. So we see her with her husband, and her husband is busy lifting weights, is busy gymming. And Jojo, she isn't about that life. She isn't about the gymming life. So she just comes into the gym, just to salisa her husband. I don't know how to say it in English. Just to sit and watch her husband gym, basically. And then obviously she's just going to update her husband about how she feels about meeting the new ladies, how were the events, so on and so forth. So in my opinion, I absolutely love Jojo. I just love, she's very different, she's very quirky, and she's actually very funny when she has her confessionals and she's giving her opinions on certain things. She's absolutely hilarious in my opinion. So I absolutely love Jojo. She brings something fresh and something new into the Real Housewives of Durban. And obviously she begins to update her husband on Nonku's event. So with her updating her husband about Nonku's event, she was like, Nonku's mom, the queen, was there, and she was like, she gave a very long speech that was quite unnecessary. Of course, if you watch if you watch episode 1, you'll see the unnecessary speech her mother gave. And she was just like, half of the time she wasn't listening. It was unnecessary. She also has a child of her own, and she was just like, I have a child of my own, and I won't say such an unnecessary speech or whatever about them. And then she also had a point of the language issues. So I really hope that this season we're not going to have the whole tribalism thing and the whole thing of people not understanding other people's languages. Or let me rephrase it and say, the tribalism thing and a difference between people that speak Zulu and people that don't speak Zulu. So she did say there was a language problem. They were talking in Zulu, but she said it in a very nice, quirky way. She wasn't really pissed about it, but let's hope it doesn't become an issue. So she said that there was a language problem. Most people were talking Zulu and she didn't understand anything, and she was just like, oh, I wish I knew Zulu and I wish I understood what they were saying. All she could see is people laughing, and she would be like, ha 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 ha, ha laughing. And she said, I think she said that LaConco or Nonku translated for her in English. So in my opinion, I think that if you want to invite people of different races and obviously people that speak different languages, try to be accommodating to them. Because when we were in season 1, I think that's where the whole tribalism thing started, where people would speak Zulu in front of people that you obviously know they don't understand that language. So I do wish they could be more accommodating to people that don't speak Zulu and not be more centered around Jojo also tells her husband that she has decided to do a cake decorating event for the ladies, and she's like, when she was telling the ladies about the cake decorating event, she was like, Nonku's mom was like, oh, we are all invited. And she was like, no. She told her husband that she didn't invite Nonku's mom, and she was like, I don't know how I'm gonna try and squeeze her into my plans. Which valid, I understand. Nonku's mom must stay home, she must rest. So I feel like, as I said in the previous review, I feel like Nonku's mom is everywhere and she should stay in her lane in terms of ladies' events. I understand if it's Nonku's event because it is her mom, But when it comes to ladies events, no, rest. Don't come to the ladies event. So that's where we end off Jojo's scene, and then we jump straight into LaConco. So in the scene, we see Nonku meeting LaConco for lunch at her house. One thing I can say, LaConco's house is absolutely beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. If you're gonna go into the whole, is it Real Housewives standard? Definitely. For me, 10 out of 10. Her house is absolutely beautiful, and I'm very happy that we are finally getting to see where she lives, because in season 1 we didn't know when LaConco lived. So I am absolutely happy that we get to finally see where LaConco lives. So as I said, Nonku is meeting LaConco for lunch at her house, and they're kind of ironing out things between one another, or any problems they had with one another. So LaConco in her confessional was just like, she invited Nonku to come to her house, and obviously was just like she did not invite Nonku's mom because she knew the whole thing that Nonku's mom tries, I won't say tries, but I think the way she's presented herself this season is she's someone that you won't be surprised if she pops up at anyone's event. So in her confessional, she was like, Nonku's mom, Nonku must come alone and not with her mom. But she said in Zulu, Nonku ngimbize yedwa ayumawakhe. Valid. We don't want to see Nonku's mom. So there is a chat between LaConco and Nonku says she just wants to make peace with the whole ladies. Again, do I believe this whole new beginnings, she wants to make peace with everyone else? No. I think, as I say, she's trying to clean up the mess that she left in the last episode of season 1. And then LaConco and Nonku proceed to talk about how Nonku did not know who LaConco was in a relationship with. So obviously, if you're from South Africa, especially KZN, a lot of people knew who LaConco was dating, and I think LaConco thought that it was kind of weird that Nonku did not know, or she was starting something. In my opinion, I don't know. I don't think I necessarily buy Nonku's excuse. I think that Nonku did know who LaConco was dating. Just that she was being shady, she was being spicy. So I personally think that she did know. But Nonku was like, no, she doesn't read the papers. She's very self-centered. Like, how self-centered can you be to not know who the former president of the country is dating? But okay, child. If that's what she says, that's what she says. And then obviously that's where they ended off. They seemed to be in very good terms. Everything was fine with both of them. Yeah. So we finally get to meet Thobile Mseleku. So this is another new housewives that we didn't get to meet, or we weren't formally introduced in episode 1. So episode 2, we are now introduced to Thobile, as I said, Thobile Mseleku. So Thobile Makhumalo Mseleku is a radio personality, TV personality, and businesswoman. I'm just gonna add fashionista because baby, she can dress to the gods. I personally love her fashion. She did mention in the introduction video that she loves fashion. She likes walking into the room, and even though people don't know who she is, they must know or pinpoint that, wow, that lady dressed very nice. She said something along those lines. So she can absolutely dress 10 out of 10 for that. And then we meet Makhumalo at her Mzumbe home. The Mzumbe chats. On Twitter, a lot of people had problems with the fact that Makhumalo's house is not up to the standard of Real Housewives. And my opinion on that is that I don't mind them shooting at her house, because it is her house. I mean, are we expecting someone to go rent a place somewhere that looks like her house but it's not her house? The fact is that I think people are saying that because they've watched Uthando Tembu and we know their houses already. We know those yellow walls and yellow houses. So I think people are kind of like, ugh, are we gonna watch Tando Nesembo Futu on Real Housewives of Durban? But when it comes to her house, it's her house. I mean, she loves the way her house looks. Obviously, in my opinion, I think we are used to the big luxurious houses that Real Housewives franchise represents. But then, I mean, come on. It's not really a big deal. That's where she lives. She likes her house, and so be it. And then we see her with her husband Umusamselegu, and they just talk about Makhumalo living and working in Durban, how it was going to work between the both of them, because obviously Umusamselegu being a man who likes polygamy, wants all his wives in one place. So now Makhumalo is in Durban and she travels back and forth. I think during the week she's in Durban and she comes back home on the weekends. So they were just talking about that, you know, he just hopes that Makhumalo won't be found somewhere where she is not supposed to be, you know, things like that. And then they also talk about Sorisha. I think Makhumalo was talking about Sorisha, that there were one of the ladies called Sorisha. She's like this and that, just explaining how Sorisha is to Musamselegu. And at that time they were talking about Sorisha, Musamselegu laughs, and he just laughs like what would make you and Sorisha connect? That's what he said. In my opinion, that was very disrespectful. Okay, I mean, it was like it gave me the sense of it's like he's kind of undermining Makhumalo, like Uzobufuna and Wenago Sorisha, like those are not the kind of people you hang around with. It's like Sorisha is here and then you are here. So I found that a bit weird and a very disrespectful because of the way he said it, and he was laughing. But you know what? That ain't my business too, okay? And then Makhumalo begins to talk about polygamy, saying that he said how will Sorisha and her connect, because she's in a marriage where she's in a marriage where the husband is married to many women. And then she's like how there is LaConco. Obviously we know with LaConco she was in the same situation as Makhumalo, so she said that. And then she said Annie is married to a black man, so you know she'll understand polygamy, which this whole narratives of every black man likes polygamy must stop. It should really stop, because that's not true. I mean, that's not true. I'm from KZN. I don't see every man walking around and be like, we want his temple and stuff like that. So, you know, I hope it's not another show of says we're gonna be fed polygamy left, right, and center like it's under this tape. Real Housewives of Durban, I hope we are not going to be fed polygamy throughout this whole season. I really hope. Leave that for Eternal Temple. For here, we don't want to be hearing the whole thing about polygamy. So my opinion about Makhumalo joining the show, I mean, I don't know if in terms of drama she's gonna give drama, because obviously Real Housewives is known for a lot of drama. I think maybe for networking and expanding her horizon in terms of business and just in terms of being a TV personality, that would definitely work for her. But I don't see her as someone that would go head to head with Nonku or head to head with Annie. I just see her as someone that's really sweet and won't really deliver when it comes in terms of drama. Then we see the ladies having a lunch. So the ladies that are having a lunch is Annie, Nonku, Jojo, and Sorisha. So they're just having a lunch between the four of them. And obviously, Nonku being Nonku, she's about to start some drama, or obviously she's about to shade Annie. So they talk about Londie. All the four ladies just talk about Londie. That is one of the new housewives. To talk about Londie, Nonku asked Annie how she knows Londie and how Londie is, because Annie is a friend to Londie and they are quite close. Obviously, the friendship and the closeness, I don't know, are they friends or they're not friends? Are you group buddies or you're not group buddies? So obviously they talk about Londie, and obviously Nonku being Nonku asked how wasn't Londie invited to your wedding because you guys are friends. And obviously Annie prior to that, Annie explained the whole thing of how her and her husband met, and that Londie was part of the people that were with her when she first met her husband. Or I think she said the first date she had with her husband, Londie was there, and that obviously made Nonku to ask that how then why wasn't she invited to the wedding. And obviously Annie was not interested. She was just like, she wasn't invited to the wedding. Nonku must leave her alone. Eva wasn't invited to the wedding, and then she gave some excuse of COVID and only 100 people were allowed, and she wasn't added in the 100 people. Only important people were allowed to be at the wedding, which I call bullshit on that. Honestly, I call bullshit in that. But you know what, you know, the wedding has passed, you know, nothing interesting about that. And then Annie begins to tell Nonku how her mom was rude, which started some drama, because if we go back to the previous episode, Annie interpreted what Nonku's mom said, because Nonku's mom said, you ladies are all beautiful, but then she pointed here, and then Annie interpreted that her mom, Nonku's mom, said, you are all beautiful, but up here as Kaliash. Which, when they played the video back, that's not what happened. Her mom did say, you're all beautiful, but not like me. And then Annie was very persistent that, no, your mom said we are not right up here. And Sarisha also came in. She was like, no, that's not what Nonku's mom said. And obviously now Nonku and Annie are going back and forth on what her mom was saying. And Nonku said she took offense to the fact that Annie called her mom rude, because her mom was not rude, and that Annie must go back to her roots, and that's not how you talk to elders. My opinion on that, I would also be kind of offended if I came to an event and I heard your mom saying, as I would also be very much offended. But at the same time, to call someone's mom rude, I wouldn't tell them to their face. You know, I'd be all in my feelings, and I'd be all in my feelings and just thinking to myself, wow, that was a really rude comment. Would I necessarily tell you straight to your face that your mom is rude? No, I wouldn't tell you to your face. So we can already tell that this season, where the whole drama is going to be centered around, it looks like the drama is going to be centered around Annie and Nonku, because obviously they have started, you know, going back and forth on various issues. And yeah, we're going to see how that goes throughout the season, whether this Annie and Nonku thing, how long is it going to be? Is it going to be a really bigger issue than what we're seeing now? But my opinion, these people are still going to fight. They are still going to fight. The next scene, we see Queen and Nonku having lunch. So obviously we are seeing Nonku's mom again in an episode. As I said in my previous episode, parents should not be on a reality show. That's my opinion. Parents should be that side. Maybe come once or twice just to say hi, then leave. But now a whole scene is going to be centered around your parents. No, parents should not be in a reality show. But again, we are seeing Nonku's mom and Nonku having lunch. And obviously, Nonku's mother is dressed over the top. She's OTT as always. And, Nonku's just filling in her mom about how the event went, and asking her mom how she feels about the new ladies and how she feels about the ladies. And then Nonku proceeds to fill in her mom that Annie said that she was rude, and then what the comment of you guys are all beautiful and stuff like that. Annie said that she said she is not well here, which her mom debunked that and said, no, that's not what I said. And in a confessional, she was just like, what did she say? Something along the lines of, whatever people say about me, I do not care. I just felt that that was really unnecessary. Like, this dingo, so that's what her mom said. And then they begin to talk about Nonku, and they begin to talk about the Queen and the relationship her mom and her dad has. So as you can tell, the relationship her mom and her dad has is a bit shaky, because she did say that her dad, her and her mom don't really get along, and she would like it if her mom would get along with her dad. In that conversation, Nonku suggests that her mom and her dad need to talk due to the rocky relationship. As we can take away from the conversation, we can see that her mom is not really interested in talking with the dad, because she was like, the pain that she suffered in her marriage was a lot and she doesn't want to go through that pain again. And Nonku obviously says that she just wants her mom to heal from what happened, and for both parties to be cordial and respect one another. That's what I took from the whole situation. In the next scene, we see Mabusi. Absolutely love Mabusi, and I'm so happy that we are getting to see Mabusi again. So Mabusi is going to LaConco's house. Absolutely love their relationship. I didn't think that the relationship would blossom the way it is now, but the way LaConco and Ayanda are is the same way Mabusi and LaConco are. So you can see that they have a genuine relationship. So absolutely love the relationship. And LaConco is just updating Mabusi on her meeting up with Sarisha, and obviously Mabusi knows already LaConco's problems and her relationship problems, and then she begins to tell her that Sarisha was able to see that LaConco is lonely and something is not right, and LaConco felt that she should just update Sarisha on why she is feeling lonely and why she doesn't really feel okay. So LaConco and Mabusi are now talking about where LaConco is and in terms of relationship and how she felt like, how she was feeling in the past. So now we actually get an in-depth look at how she was actually feeling like in season 1, because season 1 she didn't let us into her relationship with Ubaba UJZ. So now we kind of getting a picture that in season 1 they went together and she was trying to move on and she was trying to heal from the whole situation, which I truly understand the way she was in season 1 when it came to the topic of whether she's together with UJZ. And she would kind of you could see that she had built a wall around that situation and that story. So now we can see that okay, they're not together, and she's trying to heal from everything. She was trying to accept that the relationship is ending or has ended. And she also talks about the stages. Every woman should go through different stages in getting over a relationship. And she named things such as denial, acknowledgement, acceptance, and you can really see that she was really hurt, and that she's trying to get over the whole thing. And you can still see that the whole relationship situation still hurts her now. And I actually do applaud her for actually opening up to us as the viewers about her relationship with JZ, and that there's nothing between them anymore, and that she's trying to just move on. So now we are at Londie's house, and we see LaConco going to Londie's house just for them to kind of get to know each other more. And as people that have recently met each other, they're just getting to know each other. So they were just talking about various things such as relationships. Where is LaConco in relationship wise? Obviously Londie doesn't know because she just recently met LaConco, and from what I can tell, all the way they're talking, you can see that if these two take their relationship very seriously, they can have a really beautiful friendship. And obviously I'm rooting for both of them to have a really great relationship, because you can see that it'll be kind of like that LaConco and Ayanda relationship, the way Londie and LaConco are. So I'm very eager to see how the relationship is going to turn out as the season progresses. And obviously Londie tells LaConco about her upcoming events that she's planning. So she's planning a baby sip and see, and obviously she's saying that what is a baby sip and see. Just explain to LaConco what is a baby sip and see. And LaConco, you can see that she's very eager to go to the baby sip and see. And then they also begin to talk about LaConco's relationship status. Is she in a relationship? Is she not in a relationship? And LaConco, obviously being LaConco, she's not telling Londie whether she's in a relationship or not. She's just kind of like, so kind of those vibes. And that's where that scene ends. So now we're at Jojo's cake decorating event, and we see the ladies come in. beautifully decorated table. The cakes are already on the table, ready for the ladies to decorate. And Jojo, being Jojo and her quirky self, she made kind of fun name tags so the ladies can see where they were sitting. And one of the name tags, which was Google Me, which obviously we now know that was LaConco. So you can kind of see now Jojo's personality. She's kind of a very laid back, chilled, quirky person. And then the ladies are now playing a game whereby they're gonna pick someone's name randomly, and then they're going to decorate the cake according to the person that they have picked personality. So so now Nonku comes in, and Nonku comes in late, and obviously Chanel explains that why she was late. She had a lot of commitments, blah 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 blah. But we just know Nonku came late, and obviously again, dun 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 dun, Nonku comes back and talks about the wedding issue again. So she does ask Londie how she did feel about her not being invited to Annie's wedding, and Londie did say she was offended, and Annie was shocked, which I was thinking to myself, are they friends or are they not friends? Are they groove buddy or they're not groove buddy? Because it seems that one person on the side thinks they are genuinely friends, and Annie, who says they are friends and switches it up and says they are groove buddies. So for me, if I just look at it, they're not friends. They are not friends. I mean, if they cannot establish their friendship or where they are not friends. And I feel like the whole wedding story should just be I value much. I know Nonku's trying to start drama in asking Annie and why she didn't invite them to their wedding. But honestly, if someone didn't invite you to their wedding and who she did or did not invite, I mean, it shouldn't really care. It shouldn't really be such a big issue. It's their wedding. They invited who they wanted to invite, and let's move. And then obviously now Annie and Nonku are going back and forth. And again, Londie does say that she was speaking with Annie, and Annie felt that her mom was rude. Now we're going back into the whole drama of Annie saying Nonku's mother is rude. Again, we're gonna see the whole back and forth between Nonku and Annie, which for me now at this point is becoming boring, and it's just like, geez. It's either you're fighting about the wedding and now you're fighting about your mom being rude. I'm just like, it's boring. Now it's kind of getting boring. Is it now going to be episode 3 and now you guys are going to be fighting about the same thing? So at this point, I just want the whole thing to be let go, and I just wanted to squash the whole thing. And Jojo's also saying she's kind of bored at this whole thing of Nonku and Annie just having a whole back and forth kind of thing. And then while Annie and Nonku are arguing, Nonku begins to talk in Zulu. So personally for me, I felt that it was very disrespectful. Again, as I said, I hope it's not going to be another season of tribalism, another season of people saying that you guys purposely speak Zulu, meanwhile we don't understand. I kind of do understand that South Africa is a very, how can I say it, we have 11 official languages, yes. But if you are around people knowing very well they don't know that language that you speak, just speak English, because all of us know English. That is what I feel like. I feel like that is, just speaking that way, because once you speak Zulu and you're speaking with someone who doesn't know Zulu, I kind of felt that was very disrespectful. And then obviously now they talk about the whole Ayanda experience again, and it does say that she was just rubbed the wrong way by her mother, and honestly she doesn't like her mother. And Nonku again says that she wasn't part of that whole ordeal, which I understand what Annie is saying, that first impressions do count. Also for me, that first impression of Nonku's mom did leave a bad taste in my mouth, because now even when I watch her, I'm just like, why is she on the show? So just feel like, and now I just hope that we're not gonna see a whole thing of now Nonku's mom fighting with Annie. I just really hope that doesn't happen. And then we go into the ladies showing off their cake. Now they're showing off who got whose name, and this is how their cake looks. And then we see Jojo getting an invitation about a black tie event. black tie event. Randomly gets an invitation about a black tie event. No name of who it's from. Just say that it is a black tie event and you must bring your husbands. And I found it very hilarious how LaConco was just like, hey, husbands, and also Nonku was just like, I don't have a husband, what am I going to do? My opinion, I think that invitation was from umakhumalo, because umakhumalo utobile, because she said she does want to have an event to host something so she can get to know the ladies better. About the husbands, I truly think she does not know that not all the ladies have husbands. So it's going to be very interesting in the next season when we go straight into that event. Who brought who? Is Londie going to bring her husband? Or we already know that Conco situation. We already know Nonku's situation. Is Sorisha going to bring her husband? Is Annie going to bring her husband? And is Jojo going to bring her husband? And obviously, whose party is it? So that's where the whole season, that's where episode 2 ended. If you loved my video, please give it a big thumbs up. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Please comment down below on how you are feeling about Real Housewives of Durban so far from episode 1 and episode 2. And I'll see you guys in my next review or in my next video. Stay safe and stay blessed. Bye.